Well, welcome, my entrepreneurial community. It is great to be here for another session again. And just thank you for joining me. Wherever you're joining from, don't be afraid to put it in the chat where you're joining in from. I'd like to know who's connecting with me. So let me know. Um, See whether you are on. We are on Streamyard, and we are broadcasting through Facebook profile. We're broadcasting on LinkedIn. We're broadcasting on YouTube. So this gives you an opportunity to connect with us wherever you are. And so we welcome you. Welcome. This evening, we're just gonna have some fun, okay? Are you okay with that? Having some fun and perhaps learning a few thing or two as we go along. Okay, well that's my intention. That's my goal. So thank you for joining me. This is Coach Jim Foster, the business training coach. And as you know, my goal, my intent is to simply empower my community of entrepreneurs. Whether you are a newbie, uh, startup entrepreneur, or you are an aspiring entrepreneur, or an emerging entrepreneur, and by someone who has already started and is on the journey. Welcome. So let me ask you a question. Who wants to have a perfect business where everything runs smoothly? Everyone? I would assume so. But then I am pretty sure that there are some of us where that's not so much the case, right? Maybe there is some chaos going on. Things kind of get a little bit messy. Um, you you're just not happy with the way things are going because it's like Hell's Kitchen sometimes. Fast action, taking care of business, trying to catch up with stuff and things of that nature. My question about that is why? Why is there so much chaos in so many business? You know, just like random tasks, late night to do lists, trying to get caught up. Well, today I am going to help you turn that chaos into clarity. How about that? Chaos to clarity. I will walk you through the exact system and processes that keeps a business running smoothly, from operation and automation to delegation and customer care. And make sure that you stick around to the end because I'm in a generous mood tonight. I'm giving away two free gifts. Not one, as I usually do, but two free gifts. Yes, you will get the business startup checklist that shows you how close you are to launching if you are getting ready to launch if you're a newbie. And what may you be missing from your setup? This checklist is a game changer, believe it or not. Now, in addition to that, I'm also going to give you what we call the CEO dashboard. And we'll be talking a little bit about that tonight, the CEO dashboard. So stick around and you'll get both of these at the end to help you. Now, on our last live, we talked about the reasons why so many businesses fail, especially within the first 2 years. With the culprit being, of course, a lack of planning. And we show you how to avoid that failure trap by having at least as a minimum a one-page business plan, something written down that can guide you through. We also talked about the reason why you are stuck and how you can break through. Now, the reason why I'm doing these lives, is simply to provide so much information because I understand the business of startup. I understand where you are. I understand the struggles and the processes that you have to go through. I've been there once, not just once, many times, because I started many businesses. So, getting clear to parse through all that stuff to get a clear understanding and develop a clear pathway to success. So I just want to add and provide some resources for those who are looking for information and how to build a successful business. So, so tonight I'm going to be talking about another of the enemies of success business. Yes, you guessed it, chaos. Then we'll examine the pain, the consequences of that lack of system and process that is created, the problems that it causes, the impact that it has, not just on the business owner, but also on the business itself. And then we'll dive a little deeper into how to fix it. What are the solutions? What are the possible solutions? How can you best solve those problems and avoid the headache that comes along with it? Okay? So stay with me. Stay with me. Now, when we talk about lack of systems and processes, exactly what do we mean? What are we talking about? I'm going to share the top 5 consequences of the lack of systems and processes. But before, let me clarify exactly what we mean by the lack of systems and processes. Let me describe what happens. You see, when this situation exists, it means nothing, nada, zip is standardized. You are reacting to problems instead of preventing them. You have become a firefighter, putting out the next fire. As a result, important task falls through the crack. You're busy, always busy, but not productive. In short, you have no system, there is no structure, therefore, no growth. How do you judge all of these when this is happening? Let me give you an example. So you're driving down an 75, you're coming up from Chicago and you're heading down to Florida. Now, have you noticed that almost every exit you come to, there is a McDonald's, a Wendy's, and a Burger King at those exits, right? The parking lots are always full. You can tell because the license plates are all different states. Now, if you look a little further on that exit, you will see something else. You will see Joe's Burger Joint, Paul's Rib Shack, and Little John's Barbecue Joint down on the corner. And you know something else you'll see? The parking lots are not usually that full, sparsely populated with cars. And you know something else that you'll see? If you look closely at the tags, they are for the most part going to be local tags. Local county, as a matter of fact, just neighborhood people. Okay, so now, why is that? Why the disparity? Let me tell you why. Because you see, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, they have standards. Everything is standardized. Every move that is made has been planned and executed. There are templates, cookie cutters. So a kid that goes in there, he doesn't have to know anything about making burgers or making fries. But yet, the best fries come out. Why? Because everything is measured, standardized. So it's standard. So whether it's a McDonald's up in Chattanooga or up in somewhere in Tennessee, somewhere up in Ohio, or down in Ashburn, Georgia, though McDonald's burger, they're going to be about the same. The Burger King is going to be about the same. The fries are going to have the same taste because they are standardized. And that's the reason why the travelers will flock those places because they know what they are getting. Now, Joe's Rib Shack might have a mean burger. The barbecue joint might have some of the best barbecues you could taste. But guess what? People don't know that. And so you you stop there, and it might be the luck of the draw. You might get a good one, you might get a bad one. They don't have those kind of templates. They don't have those kind of standards. They don't measure much the amount of sauce they put on it, the amount of salt and all of that. No, they just go by feel. This is how you always do it. So as a result of that, sometimes it comes out good. Sometimes it doesn't come out so good. Sometimes you have a good experience. Sometimes you have a bad experience. So that is the difference between having standards. When you have those standards in place, you have uniformity. Now, do you want to know this um, how does this impact? What kind of impact does this have on the owner? Well, let me share with you the 5 biggest pains that a business owner experiences when there is a lack of standards and processes. The pain that is produced by that lack. Number one is inconsistent cash flow. See, there is no clear system for tracking income, for sending invoices, for collecting payment, or forecasting revenue. And this, therefore, constant stress. Living in the survival mode. Constant stress and anxiety about paying bills, making payroll. Can't plan ahead. So you can't scale. You can't expand the business because the income is unpredictable. Qualifying for credit becomes a challenge. Gaining investors is zip. Missing opportunities because of lack of funds. Now, the second pain is the loss of sales and leads. Without a system for capturing, nurturing, and following up with leads, new business opportunities are lost every single day. These are frustrating and discouraging. Don't set in about the ability to make it all grow. It also impacts the business because even though the service or the product might be a great one, punctuality suffers and there's unreliable sales in the pipeline. Okay, so those are 2 pains. Here's a third pain: wasted time and repetitive task. So the business owner wears many hats and repeating the same task manually instead of automating and delegating or having a systemized approach means that time is wasted repeating these tasks over and over and over when a simple system could change that. Automating the system could change that. This causes burnout. So he has little time for family, health, or fun. It just feels like you're working and not getting ahead. It's really harder to hire and delegate because nothing is documented. I remember years ago, I ran into a friend and we were having a conversation about what happens if he is not able to continue the business. And he went into his closet in the office and he came back out with a manual this thick and he says, Jim, this is my MacBook. I said, MacBook? What does that mean? What is a MacBook? He says, it simply means that God forbid, if I got run over by a Mack truck, my business will continue because my wife or my kids, they can walk in and just go through this book and follow it every step of the way without missing a beat. And I thought, wow, that is amazing. That is so interesting. So guys, I created my MacBook too, and maybe you should. And I'm going to help you to do all of that, okay? But I want to mention two other pain that is experienced. Number one and number 4 would be what we call decision fatigue. You see, every day brings 100 decisions because nothing is pre-planned or automated. You know what that does? It creates a drain on focus and it slows momentum. You get tired after a while and frustrated too. And the last one I want to talk about is poor customer experience. Of course, our lack of structured onboarding or delivery and the delivery process that results in delayed response, confusing clients, and misrepeated business. And service is really the key to business. Did I tell you that it takes 5 times the cost of keeping a client to find a new one? Yeah. So it makes sense to provide good service so that your clients will stay with you and come back to you repeatedly and consistently. So that is how the lack of processes and system impacts the owner and the business. And as you can see, it's not pretty. So what's the solution to the chaos from the lack of systems and processes? Well, I'm going to give you 5 quick ones that you can do to turn things around and shift the tide. Number one, number one is to capture the automator. Automator is an automated lead capture system if you're in the business of selling and marketing, so you can capture and have a system that follows it up without you having to be manually doing it all. This will put your leads on autopilot so that no one slips through the crack. And callbacks that you should make, they don't get missed because your automated system will remind you of that. This way, you are also able to nurture those leads so that those people who are strangers, they can get to know you. Yeah, but you nurture them and you get more conversions with less hassle. This is a case where the business even runs when you, the owner, is asleep or when you're busy. Yeah, things get moving, and that is what you want. The second solution is to create a daily money management system. So what is that? It is a system that tracks your income, your expenses, and your cash flow daily. You set up simple routines for investing, for invoicing, for collection, for forecasting. This results in predictable income, and the owner stops operating in survival mode. In pillar number 4, we dive into this and we actually give you some systems that you can implement that I call it the 3-touch system. You only touch it 3 times, and it has to do with your keeping score, so you're able to look at your accounting statements and know exactly where you are. Did I mention having a standard operating procedure? Yeah, your standard operating procedure is a manual so you can document your repetitive tasks and you can turn them into how-to steps so that you never have to be thinking, how do you do that again? Which one comes? Which one? No, no. It's all there, written down. Makes it easier to delegate or to outsource. And this also results on a regaining of your time and your energy. So you can start the day fresh and you can end the day fresh. Your energy level it still remains high. You're not burnt out. You have a foundation for building a real team and for scaling. Now, you remember how I offered the one-page business plan as a solution to the problem we talked about, companies not surviving 2 years? Well, guys, hold on to your seat because I've got another solution for you. Another simple solution. I believe in simplicity. Keep it simple. This is to end the chaos and the confusion and stress and replace it with what? Say with me, clarity. My friends, clarity is the key. Clarity is the key to almost just about everything because when you're clear, you are able to get results. You can move forward. You're not stuck. So this one-page overview of your key numbers, your priorities, and your progress. So now you get to shift from being from the owner, uh, from being a doer to becoming a leader. I said that right. From becoming a doer, D-O-E-R, not D-O-O-R. You become a doer to a leader. Okay, and that's what you want, isn't it? That's how you build a business. It results in decisions, faster, faster, more confidence and clarity. So get ready for it. Let me introduce to you, drum roll, ta-da, the CEO dashboard. Yes, the CEO dashboard. This is a one-page, high-level summary of your business most important metrics, the priorities, and the progress. It gives you instant clarity on the health of your business so you can make good and great decisions. Let me share with you real quick the 8 points of this CEO dashboard. Number one, it's a revenue snapshot that shows your weekly and monthly income. What is collected versus what is projected, so you know where you stand money wise. Number two, leads of the week, sales that is closed, sales conversion rate, so you know just how you are doing. Number three is the top three priorities that one must get done this week in order to move the business forward. And number four, your pipeline or your deals that is in progress. You don't have to look forward to see what is in the hopper. These are key deals or prospects that you are working on. So you are able to measure your rate as to how you need to proceed forward. You need to speed up or you can take it easy a little bit. And number five, that relates to your client and your customers. Any issues on boarding progress, client wins, any red flags, any challenges or issues that you need to take care of before they come into a fire. And number seven, that's your team and your operations. That's it. Is it to do that you have for yourself? Is it to do that your team has? Oops. So we are able to navigate through all of these and stay abreast. And this brings us to the last of the 8 that I mentioned, and that is your weekly wins and lessons. What wins have you had? What lessons can you learn? You get to do an evaluation and see exactly where you stand, where you are. That, my friend, is the CEO dashboard. You like it? Well, guess what? Because it provides organization and structure and it allows the business owner to stop fighting fires, I'm going to send that to you. So all you need to do to get this client dashboard is put the word dashboard in the chat. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Text the word chatboard to 404-288-6500. Dashboard to 404-288-6500, and you will get a copy of the dashboard. So this dashboard will definitely help you to prioritize and keep things going, creates more visibility, more accountability, what you're working on and what you're not working on, better lead management and time management and smart decision making. And best of all, it reduces the stress because now you can stop guessing and you can start leading. So by reviewing that dashboard every Monday morning, or if you choose every afternoon, it will allow you to track your progress, stay focused, and grow with purpose. Let's talk about that. One of the biggest reasons startup entrepreneurs and small business owners stay stuck in chaos because they are operating without structure, without system, and most importantly, without visibility. You can't grow what you can't see. You can't fix what you don't measure. That's why we're giving you one of the most powerful tools in this 5-day challenge. In fact, because you're on this call, you are going to be getting your CEO dashboard as my gift to you for giving us your time tonight. This is your game-changing business command center. So instead of fighting fires, it gives you a crystal clear view of what's happening, it's fixing, and where to focus. No more guessing, no more scattered effort. This is a real CEO lead. So now you will be one of the best solutions that you can ever find to these pain points as a business owner. Now, if you have a startup problem, the CEO dashboard will help you to solve it. If you lack clarity on revenue or performance, your weekly revenue leads and sales snapshot will provide the insight for you. If you're scattered with your priorities or you're overwhelmed, you focus on the top 3 priorities. You keep that alignment so that you can operate proactively instead of react. Weekly review, my friends, builds rhythm, discipline, and leadership. If you have no system for tracking marketing and operations, then this dedicated section of the matrix will provide the answer for you. And of course, if you have inconsistent growth or poor decision making, the visibility, the accountability, and the results is your answer. This is your tool. Now, this tool alone can save you 5 to 10 hours a week of wasted time and help you make 10 times better decisions. We'll walk you through it together inside the challenge, and you'll get your own editable template that you will have to keep forever. So you don't want to miss day 4 of the 5-day upcoming challenge, the 5-day fast track challenge. In day 4 is where we into processes and systems that is available for you as a startup or small business owner. And we'll be discussing this at length so you leave with complete clarity. So, listen up, family. If you've been out there grinding, guessing, and going in circles without a clear system or strategy, I am here to tell you that ends today. You don't need more hustle. You need more structure. You don't need more stress. You need systems that scale. And you certainly don't need to do this alone. You need a proven path and a coach who will walk you through with it. And that's exactly why I created the 5-day fast start challenge, to help you go from scattered to structured, from stuck to strategic, and from being a hustler to a true CEO. And that's what you want, isn't it? So here's your next move. Tap the link in the chat, the 5-day challenge at getresponsesite.com. Tap that link, lock your spot in, and let's go build the business that you were born to lead. Because, my friends, if not now, when? And if not you, who? I'll be waiting to see you inside the challenge. So let's get started. The link that you have, http://5daychallenge.getresponse.com. And if you miss it, just the same number that you text to get your copy of the CEO dashboard, you can also text that number to get more information about the 5-day challenge. Listen, it was a great way to spend the Thursday afternoon for me. I hope you enjoyed it too. And I hope you walk away with a lot of tips, tools, and strategies to fill your pockets. Now, we'll see you on the challenge. Ta da!